are there secrets or interesting stories about Lord Vishnu that many people don't know?
There are so
What are
many.
the
There are so
okay?
many stories. Yeah, people know the stories of Vishnu that people know are mostly Dashavatar. People know
Yeah.
that the Dashavatar stories, that's what people know. That's what they learn as kids, what they learn in school. There's so much more than that. Vishnu has more than 40 avatars with elaborate stories. More than 40. People know the 10. People know 10 avatars of Vishnu. There are so many more than 10. Just these 10 are popular and well
More
known
popular.
or popular. There are so many avatars of Vishnu, and there's also stories of Vishnu that aren't about avatars. These are all in the Shastras. People know the Ramayana very well in India, pretty well. They are basically familiar with Mahabharata. I think Ramayana more, but then there's so many others. There's the Srimad Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu Purana, Padma Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana. There are so many Shastras full of hundreds of stories about Vishnu that very few people remember. There's a huge wealth there. It would take hours and hours to go through all of it. It would take.
We'll have a different session on different stories, but
Sure,
let's
we
have
can.
a 2 to 3 stories right now.
Yeah, let me. I'm just thinking of what would be a good one to start with. Well, I will tell the stories of the very first avatars of Vishnu. The very first avatars of Vishnu are before there was an earth, not even on this earth. They are called Purusha avatars, the very primal avatars of Vishnu, when the universe first entering into the universe and the way the universe is made according to the Vaishnava teachings. The first one is called Karnodakasayi Vishnu, means causal Vishnu, the Vishnu who is the first cause, Adikarana, also Mahavishnu. This is the dreaming Narayana. Some people may have seen in art Narayana lying asleep in the foam of the sea. This is the story behind this, given in the Shastras, is that outside our universe, outside our entire universe, outside all universes, in the eternal spiritual world, it's a metaphor. They describe it as like a foaming where Mahavishnu lies asleep. And the foam that he lies in, the bubbles of the foam, each bubble is a universe. There are infinite universes. They're so tiny by comparison to him that it's like the bubbles of sea foam washing around him. And he is beyond all of them, outside of all of them. And he lies there dreaming. And once in a while it says that his eyes are closed and his eyes will half open like this, not fully waking, but half open. And when his dreaming glance falls upon the bubbles, it fertilizes them like seeds. They are called bijas, seeds. And that they start to grow into universes, that his glance sends his dreams into them. And his dreams are Maya, the world of Maya, of illusion and of forms and of leelas that start to emerge within the bubbles. And it starts them developing into universes, infinite different universes, and infinite leelas and manifestations of Maya arise. And then, as they arise, Vishnu enters into each universe. And this is his second Purusha avatar, called Garbhodakasayi Vishnu. Garbhodakasayi, from Garbha, meaning like womb. Garbha, like a womb. He enters into each fertilized universe like a womb. And within the universe, the Shastras describe it that so Sheshanaga appears here. And Sheshanaga too is an avatar of Vishnu. It's called there are many different kinds of avatars. I was talking about Purusha avatars, these very primal forms of Vishnu. There's also Shaktyavesa avatars, which is where Vishnu infuses his Shakti, some part of his energy, into some being for a purpose. Into Adishesha, he infuses Bhudharana Shakti. Bhudharana Shakti, the power of stabilizing the world, the power of upholding the world. And it's a metaphor to show the earth. You might have seen pictures like a cobra with the earth like a ball sitting on top of its hood. This is a
Yes, yes.
metaphor. This is a metaphor for, you all know that's if you look in space, there is no snake underneath the earth. You can't see it from a satellite. It's a metaphor for Bhudharana Shakti. That Bhudharana Shakti, Adishesha, is the divine aspect that stabilizes the solidity of the world, that holds
Okay.
it together. And he emits Adishesha Avatara and lies on top of his coils. And from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu, this is before there is, in the universe, there is no stars, there is no light, there is no heat, there is certainly no earth. Very beginning of the universe, it said that he sweats
Okay.
from his body. He sweats the primal waters. And it is said that he creates a whole ocean from his body, from his sweat, called the Garbha Samudra, the womb ocean. It's like the embryonic fluid in a womb, Garbha Samudra. From Garbhodakasayi Vishnu, which is the primal medium. Again, we're not talking about literal physical water. It is still, the world is unmanifest. The elements are not separated. It is not Jala Tattva. It's not actual water. It's this primal field at the very early part of creation where life begins to arise from Vishnu. Currents and energies start to move within the universe from Garbhodakasayi. And it is from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu that the lotus grows from his navel, that gives
Okay.
rise to Brahma Prajapati. So Garbhodakasayi Vishnu lying in this primal ocean, I'm sure you have seen and everyone knows the image of
Image
Vishnu
of Brahma
lying and the
and
lotus and Brahma. Yeah, this is that story from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu in the primal ocean and the Garbha Samudra is what ocean that is. It's not an ocean of water. It's not a literal ocean. It is the sort of the unmanifest, unrealized potential of the universe as like a primal soup, sort of everything dissolved together in pralaya, in dissolution, that Vishnu then delegates it to Brahma to, when we say create, Brahma is the creator, Brahma creates the universe. What this means is that Brahma is the intelligence, the divine intelligence, who gathers together out of this unmanifest soup and draws things into forms, draws things into solidity, brings out because within all of it, there are the patterns of the universe that went before. There is no first beginning. The cycle is sanatana, without beginning,
no.
without end. There was no beginning. There was always another universe before that ended into pralaya and then is created again, that Vishnu enters into again. And Brahma draws the patterns of the karma,
Karma.
the karma, all the karmas, the actions that were dissolved from the universe before, and fashions them into the new ones. He does this
Okay.
on Vishnu's behalf, forming new beings, and they manifest out of the prarabdha karma, gathered out of Garbha Samudra from this form of Vishnu. These are the first avatars of Vishnu. Then there is the third. There is a set of three. I told two, so I should say the third. The third one is called Ksirodakasayi Vishnu, which is Vishnu in the ocean of milk. Vishnu from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu takes the form of Ksirodakasayi Vishnu within the universe as it starts to form above,
Okay.
speaking in terms of space, in a celestial plane, a heavenly plane, above the material universe that starts to form, is the first seed of what becomes Vaikuntha, Vishnu's heaven within the universe. It is Kshirosagar, the milk ocean. This is where the third Purusha avatar of Vishnu, Ksirodakasayi Vishnu, takes place on an island called Shvetadvipa, the White Island, within the milk ocean, where Ksirodakasayi Vishnu takes form, and that is the Vishnu that is awake. The Garbhodakasayi Vishnu is asleep, dreaming.
He's in sleep.
Yes, and same with Karnodakasayi Vishnu. The first two are sleeping and dreaming. Ksirodakasayi Vishnu is the waking Vishnu in the milk ocean, who is more like a waking god who watches over this world that he pervades as Vishnu, Vishvam, throughout the universe, pervading throughout all of it. This third one is the awake, active principle who watches over it as the preserver or the maintainer. They say Brahma is the creator, Vishnu preserver, Mahadeva is the destroyer. This is the aspect of Vishnu that is the preserver, who watches over the universe. And when it is necessary, when parts of the universe are threatened or unstable, it is this form of Vishnu, Ksirodakasayi Vishnu, who comes as avatars
The one who is
to
awake.
protect one who is awake, who watches over, sees when he needs to come as an avatar to protect Dharma and keep the universe in balance. Yeah.
Okay.
So those are just a few.
These are the few, and there are also many.
There are so many. There are so many that people don't. There is the four Kumaras. People might have heard the four Kumaras, sages who are like children. These four, the Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara. These are avatars of Vishnu. These are Desha avatars, or partial avatars of Vishnu, who are sages who wander in the world, always in the bodies of young boys, young children, teaching spirituality, teaching the Sanatana Dharma to different sages. There are many stories about them. There's, of course, the story they cursed the two Dvarpalas of Vaikuntha Loka, Jaya and Vijaya. This is a story that some people know, but not everybody knows. The two Dvarpalas, the gate guards of Vaikuntha Loka, refused entry to the Chatursana Kumaras, and they cursed them. They gave them a choice. They cursed them that they would have to go down from Vaikuntha and take births. And they gave them the choice if they could take 7 births as devotees of Vishnu, and then they could return to Vaikuntha, or they could take 3 births only as enemies of Vishnu. Being given this choice, they chose to be enemies. They would only have to do it 3 times and not 7 times. And this way they could get back to him faster, even though they would have to be his enemies. And these two, who were cursed to have to take birth as his enemies, they took birth as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, who Vishnu killed as Varaha avatar and Narasingha avatar. Then they took birth again.
Were the most dangerous, demons on the earth.
Especially Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was extremely powerful, yes, who Narasingha avatar killed. Then again they took birth again, the same 2 jivas. They took birth again as Ravana and Kumbhakaran in the Ramayana.
Means these are the Dwarpals of Vishnu.
The Dwarpalas of Vishnu. Yeah, so they took birth, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Then again, Ravana and Kumbhakaran were again killed by Ramachandra. Then again, the 3rd time they took birth, Shupala and Dantavaktra. And both of these were killed by Krishna. There are so many stories of Krishna that people don't. People think of Krishna, they think of Ravana, they think of Rama and Ravana, they think of Krishna and Kansa. But there were Kansa was just the villain of Krishna's childhood. His adult life, there were many more, and 2 of them who he killed were Shishupala and Dantavaktra. These 2 were the same Dvarpalas of Vishnu again. That was the last time. After they were killed as Shishupala and Dantavaktra, then the curse was fulfilled and they were able to return to Vishnu and become again Dvarpalas and Vaikuntha. That's a whole story that threads through these different stories that not everybody knows. These were the same Dvarpalas the whole time.